Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be going through the history of the Marauders in Doom Eternal. Where do they come from? Who do they serve? And how strong are they compared to the Slayer himself? Well, without further delay, let's begin. The Marauders were some of the most elite warriors within the Order of the Night Sentinels from Argentine Wolf. At some point in their history, an event caused a massive divide between the factions of Argentine Wolf. On one side, you had people that followed the old ways and the old gods, like the elemental wraiths. On the other hand, you had people that followed the new gods, like the Khan Maker. Now, I'd like to emphasize what I said earlier, that the Marauders were some of the elite warriors. That's because these Marauders, these loyal warriors of the Khan Maker, were actually dead and were resurrected through the divinity machine by the Khan Maker. These Marauders were then infused with the power of Hell's energy on top of whatever enhancement the divinity machine provides. This process made them extremely strong, fast, and resilient. These Marauders are, in many ways, direct rivals to the Slayer himself. If you want to learn the history of the divinity machine, I highly suggest you check out my video. The link is in the description. On top of their intensive combat training that they received while they were within the Night Sentinels, and on top of the powers granted by the divinity machine, the Marauders' weapon and shield utilizes a very rare resource known as Wraith energy. This Wraith energy is one of the strongest energy sources in the Doom universe, and, as expected, is among the most rare. This is because Wraith energy has the power to kill, even temporarily, a massive demonic titan like the Dreadnought on Terrace Nabad, or the Icon of Sin himself at the end of Doom Eternal's base campaign. Additionally, weapons made of Wraith energy, like the Marauder's Axe or the Crucible Sword, have the power to instantly cleave demons with no resistance, even demons that are physically strong and resilient, like the Baron of Hell and the Tyrants. The Hellbreaker, which was Commander Valen's hammer, is made of pure Wraith energy. It has the power to siphon resources from its enemies caught in the blast radius, like health and armor. Additionally, Marauders utilize a shield that they can create made of Wraith energy, which is strong enough to completely block and deflect any and all projectiles, even the BFG and the Unmaker. The Marauders are a literal powerhouse and were created by the Khan Maker for one purpose: to hunt and destroy the Slayer. Now, the last thing the Marauders have in their arsenal is the Argentine Wolf. These wolves were loyal companions of the hardened warriors and are fully loyal to their masters. So based on this, we can confirm that these Marauders, even in their past life, were quite skilled in combat and were of a higher status within the Night Sentinel army. Now, I want to direct your attention to one of the best cinematics in Doom, which has so many layers of backstory, and as expected, I will talk about all of it. Now, let's break down each line to see exactly what he means. So the first line is,
"You were never one of us."
This line refers to the fact that Doomguy was an outsider. He was never a local of Argentine Wolf. He was never born there, and he does not have Argentine blood. Doomguy always was, and always will be, a human first. After Doomguy was found on the borders of Sentinel Prime, he was taken to the Colosseum, and just like every outsider, was forced to fight for the right to be on the front lines of Argenta's military, just to spread the word of the Maker's influence to other worlds. But Doomguy was successful, and he would be initiated into the lowest rank of the Night Sentinel army. But little did the people of Argentine Wolf know that the demons had followed Doomguy into this new and ripe world to devour and conquer. The demons would open portals and begin their invasion of this new world. The Night Sentinels rose to defend their lands. Among the front lines, out of all the prisoners, there was one who fought the demons with unrelenting fury. It was Doomguy. He knew exactly how the demons work, their strengths and weaknesses. The people of Argenta would suspect that Doomguy was maybe part of the demons, because he was way too familiar with how they work. But Doomguy's achievements in battle would soon reach King Novik, after which, for the first time in Argenta's history, he would raise Doomguy from the common rabble and personally assign him a trainer. This trainer was none other than Commander Valen. Now, whether Commander Valen willingly chose to train Doomguy, or if it was upon King Novik's request, we don't know. But this decision by King Novik was met with extreme resistance by the people of Argenta, even within the Night Sentinels, because Doomguy was an outsider. He was never one of them. Now the next line by the Marauder is as follows.
You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol.
This line is where things really kick off in the story. After Doomguy's station was raised by King Novik, the Night Sentinels would regularly go through the portals into the heart of Hell itself to defeat the demons on the other side. Slowly but surely, Doomguy would continue to rise through the rank. Now, as I said earlier, one of the major lore event in Doom was the Argenta Civil War. In this event, there were two major factions. The rest of the tribes and clans of Argent and continued to live in the far reaches of the planet, while having nothing to do with this war. On one side, you had the people that were very loyal to the Makers. This is because the Khan Maker promised them with an afterlife where they can live on in Urdak. She also promised them power through Argent energy and the ability to conquer other worlds in her name. These people knew that the Makers were allied with Hell and the Dark Lord, but the temptations of power from Argent energy and the promises made by the Khan Maker was too great. But that was not the only reason why they fought against the Slayer. At some point during their history, either during the many invasion attempts from Hell or during the Civil War, we know that King Novik dies at some point. My theory is that King Novik personally assigns the Doomslayer as the next king of Argent, which he accepts. So, as we know from the base campaign, the Doomslayer was actually a proper king of Argent. He even has his own throne room in Taris Nabad, and surrounding his throne room, you can see other chairs and tables, which I'm going to assume were of the council members that helped the Doomslayer watch over the people, or at least watch over the army. The Doomslayer's throne has a massive skull of either a demon or a beast, and I have to admit, it's one of the best thrones I've ever seen. And finally, for the last part of this video, the Marauder finishes his dialogue by saying,
My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
This basically means that he's seen the power that Hell has, the influence, and all the realms that Hell have conquered throughout its time. This is the same power that he has been promised by the Khan Maker, but against the Doomslayer, the Khan Maker and her people have no chance. And that concludes this lore video. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you liked the video, make sure to click on that like button, and also make sure to subscribe, as all of these interactions help my channel through the YouTube algorithm. And as always, I will see you in the next video.